broke it. Gave my trust, bitch, he folded. Turned up right there, now I'm chosen. I got this feeling about you, and no, I can't figure it out. I told you that I want your heart. Damn, yeah, I just get what I got. You told me you would miss me, I lied. I had to go hop on a flight. Oh, she wanna fuck with me, damn right. Baby, come fuck with me, change your life, fuck, change your life. And she love me, first sight. And she love me, first night. And she love me, first sight. And she love me, first night. And she love me, yo, first sight. I ain't never going back to the old me. No, I ain't never going back to the old me. No, I ain't never going back to the old me. For the life of no, they can't control me. For my life of no, they can't control me. Gave my heart, bitch, that's broke it. Gave my heart, bitch, that's broke it. Gave my trust, bitch, he folded. Turned up right there, now I'm chosen. I got this feeling about you, and no, I can't figure it out. I told you that I want your heart. Damn, yeah, I just get what I got. You told me you would miss me, I lied. I had to go hop on a flight. Oh, she wanna fuck with me, damn right. Baby, come fuck with me, change your life, fuck, change your life. And she love me at first sight. And she love me first night. And she love me at first sight. And she love me first night.
Guys, I got good news. We already got a placement off of one of the beats that I made on stream yesterday. I used a beat. Fuck. Let me redo that, bro. This is for a clip. So let me lock in. I got good news, guys. We actually got a placement off of one of the beats that I made yesterday on stream for my birthday stream. I used this loop from this guy, JR Miles, and I sent the beat out to this dude, Kino, who's super tough. You guys should tap in, bro. But he made this song on it yesterday. So I'm excited. We got it. We got a placement off the streams. Let's go. My Untitled just crashed, but let's listen to it. Let's give it a little listen.
Yeah, damn, I been out my mind. Why? Damn, she know that I'm rich. Yeah, damn, I know that she fine. Yeah, damn, I'm going up fast. I can't slow down cause I run out of time. Yeah, damn, I'm fucking this hoe. She got BBL, I'm taking her down. Yeah, get it, gon' tell her about. Yeah, think I like all my hoes by. Yeah, I been turned since I was 5. Yeah, I been turned since I was 5. Yeah, I been turned harder than 5. Yeah, I need some money right now. Yeah, say you said run on my pants. Yeah, out of 10, I just put on the fan. Damn, holla my club with Japan. Damn, I let her fuck on my man. I turn this shit up, I ain't playing. I just left, she thought I was playing. I on the flight to a chair when I land. She wanna fuck cause she know I got bands. I'm falling with the VA, what I mean. Still going up, no, this shit never ends.
Let's go. I'm getting people placements off the streams. We're getting songs off the streams, bro. That song's tough as hell, though. I fuck with it hella. We got that off the streams, and we got this Talon song a little while ago off the streams with Hobbs.
You wouldn't have with me. I remember all them times you wouldn't have for me. Ripped up jeans and cut the shorts, it's only half of me. I need a bitch that want it bad and go get bad for me. Ran this shit up like 10 times, I get the bad for me. Run this shit up like 10 times, came back an athlete. I know your money long, but you came on short. I never did you wrong when you break my heart. Porsche got a couple doors in the lane out.
Yeah, man, we're getting songs. I'm getting people songs. Let's go. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys hella, like, as much stuff as I can think of in FL. I don't have a plan for it, so it might not be as structured as certain other tutorials, but I'm going to try to just give as much game as I possibly can in one stream. And I might use some loops from people too, but I don't know. I feel like I'm going to spend a while just, like, giving as much game as I can. But yeah, and then I can turn it into YouTube videos and all that other stuff. And I'll probably use loops later, but you guys feeling good today though? What's the vibes? How we feeling? I'm about to be gone after today. I'm gonna go gonna be with my daughter for a bit, but I'll be back in like a week. Yeah, we feeling good? Oh, my Twitch is so bugged. It says I have 1 viewer, bro. How many viewers do I have? Um, 133. That's good, bro. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Let me see if I got any other cool shit that I've done recently. Oh, I made some songs. I could show you guys the songs for the fucks of it. I don't really record seriously anymore, but they were all right. I was just making, I was just recording because it was my birthday. After I got off stream, I just wanted to do it for fun. It's hard for me to make the streams earlier, bro. My schedule is hectic, but I'll do my best. I got you. But here's 2 songs I made last night just for the fucks of it. I feel like it makes me better at making beats, making songs.
Wow, all these boys they can't compare. And no boy went right through her hair. All these boys, you gotta be prepared. Police live right on my tail. She leaving a trail like a snail. Do you have what it takes? I can't tell. What you doing to get spread? I can't be beside you all the time. And expected, I'm not with you. You're not mine. She keep playing, she calling my phone. With the squad and won't be alone. You can ask nice, but you don't. This ain't fake, it's real chrome. On a date, on her phone. She don't fuck with him like she fuck with me. Boss up so damn far. Be the best I could ever be. Her words crazy, that shit stinks. Call him on the bumblebee. And I make paper, I don't lumberjack, I don't chop down trees. Funny and tired, on the run, be my psycho. We gon' fight, make up, that's a cycle. Girl, stop me in the back like you're Michael. My 11, she's so sour, I can't fuck with that. Oh my god, whip go so damn crazy, I don't even know what to do with it. I'm just crazy, she in the passenger shooting cool and good. Diving, she my baby, y'all ain't shooting no movie in it. No, she's attached, just want really, you not no marionette. She's stuck in her car, cold like the snow. Yeah, her problems, she got them. Away, I've been locked in. Away, I've been locked in. Baby, hold my way.
Yeah, that shit cool. That first one is actually tough, but I just thought I'd show you guys. That's some little vibes I made yesterday. That first one would be tough if like Tekka did a flow like that. I feel like he'd sound way better on that beat. When I'm dialed in, recording might be a little more fun, but it's just not. I'm not an artist, bro. Like that isn't what I know how to play to my strengths. I think a lot of people are like, there's a lot of songwriters who want to be artists and they don't know how to just set their ego aside and like be really good at what they're good at. But let me run that first one back one more time. I just want to, I'm trying to imagine it on some Tekka shit, bro. I feel like if you use some of the flows off that shit, it would be tough.
Wow, all these boys they can't compare. And no boy went right through her hair. All these boys, you gotta be prepared. Police live right on my tail. She leaving a trail like a snail. Do you have what it takes? I can't tell. What you doing to get spread? I can't be beside you all the time. And expected, I'm not with you. You're not mine. She keep playing, she calling my phone. With the squad and won't be alone. You can ask nice, but you don't. This ain't fake, it's real chrome. On a date, on her phone. She don't fuck with him like she fuck with me. Boss up so damn far. Be the best I could ever be. Her words crazy, that shit stinks. Call him on the bumblebee. And I make paper, I don't lumberjack, I don't chop down trees.
Yeah, bro. That shit was fun to make. But let's get into this FL Masterclass shit. I'm trying to show you guys some stuff. I'm trying to think what the best things to show are. But yeah, Canvas, I did send it to Tekka. I sent him the song too, and he said it sounded cool. So I told him he should use the beat. He said he fucked with it, but I don't know if he'll actually hop on that shit. Oh yeah, Pierce. I did see someone talking about that. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm 24 now. I'm not up on all the new FL Studio tech, bro. Like I could show you guys stuff, but if you want to see all the shortcuts and stuff, there's like a lot of stuff on TikTok where people are like way more dialed in on that stuff. The first thing I want to show you guys though is how to make a good template. So we're gonna start off with an empty project. And I'm going to show you guys how I made my template just to make making beats quicker. So number one is I make my beats in song view, which is here, rather than in pattern view. So pattern view means that wherever this ends, it's just going to loop back to the beginning. But I have mine starting off on song view. And so we're just going to put our first pattern down. And usually I make things on like a 4-bar loop. And then if I need it to be longer, I'll just right click here and then merge them together. So we're going to have a 4-bar pattern. And now we're going to rename this and call it clap. We're going to keep there being no sound on it, though. We're just going to duplicate this over. So now you have a clap pattern. So it's really easy if you wanted to just like drag on a clap and it'll have the normal MIDI. And now we're going to... I don't know why FL starts out with not having hella channels, but we're just going to add a bunch of channels. We'll get to like 100 or something. I don't know if there's a way to change that, but I guess the default one just doesn't have hella anymore. All right. We have 100 of those. Now, another thing I like to do is I put a EQ on here. So you go here and select one of these cuts and put it like here, but we're going to mute it. And so now if you load in a loop, you're going to route it to channel 1 and then just turn on this and you'll already have a low cut on there. And then now that we have that, we're going to put our soft clipper on the master because that is all that I put on my master. Default settings. And then we boost the highs a little bit. I don't think it really does anything, but that's how my template has been for a while. So now another thing that's underrated is you want to set your BPM to something that you don't usually use. So for instance, maybe what do I need more of? Let's say I need more faster beats. I'm going to set my BPM to 151. And then I have so many beats at 137 BPM just because my old template is like that. Now, my theme for FL Studio, I know a lot of people ask for that. This is all the settings for it, all the colors and stuff. You can save the presets, but I'm not really sure where they route. But if you wanted to take the time to do it, you could just copy these settings right here. I'll send it in the Discord. I got you. Rio template. I'm not really sure where those files go, but I'll find a way to send it to you guys. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I feel like this is a pretty good template because realistically, if you already have hella sounds loaded in, it's just going to make you default to those sounds too much. So I wouldn't personally make a template that has a bunch of sounds in there, but if you'd like to, you can. But yeah, then if you want to save your template, you go up here, save as template. We could call it stream template or whatever. And then if you want to always start off with the same template, you could go options, general settings, and then you just scroll down. And right here, you can change what template you start off, and then you just want to set this to default template. So that's how you can make a template for your beats. It just saves a lot of time. And oh, you wanted me to show merging two patterns together. I got you, but this is just loading right now. If you want to merge two patterns, I know there's a shortcut for it, but what I end up doing is just right clicking and then merging patterns. And so if you had a bunch of stuff going on, it would just extend it. Like let's say you made a crazy drum bounce that was a 2-bar loop. Like let's say you were like, yo, this bounce is fire. Rather than copying it over in here, you could just do this and then Control G. That shit didn't do anything. Oh, Command G. You learn something new every day, bro. Command G on Mac merges the patterns. I don't know how to get images to show on your drum kits. I paid some guy to do it, but there's a way to do it. Now that we did that, that's how you make a template. Do you want me to show you guys how I organize all my effects? Because if you look here, it's cool. I can press 1 on my keyboard and it pulls up like, or 2, 3, it like pulls up hella effects and stuff. To put all the layers in the mixer, it'd be Shift Command L. I did already show it. I feel like, bro, isn't there a video out there where I already did that? I feel like y'all could just go check out the video. Or it's on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram. Yeah, y'all could find that on there. If you want to see how to do that, you could just look on my Instagram and scroll down. Oh, yeah, I might have to move the camera. I got you. I'll move it if I'm doing stuff with the mixer. But let me think. What do I want to do next? You want to see like a melody tutorial of how I think about melodies? I'm down for that. All right, bet. Here's how I think about making melodies. Now, I don't think there's one correct way to make melodies. And a lot of the people who are the craziest at making melodies have no idea what they're doing. So, just maybe you can learn something from how my process is. And yeah, just thought I'd show you guys that. So I would say melodies, there's like a lot of different ways that you could start stuff. A lot of people will make a MIDI and then they'll change the sound afterwards. But for me, I like to start off by finding a good sound. Now, if you're a new producer, you should go get Zenology. You should go get, what are some other good plugins? I like Zenology a lot. I like Serum. I've been using Serum a lot more, but let's just start off with Serum. So they have a lot of cool presets on Splice. I like these Shinju banks. So I'm going to try to start with a sound where I feel like it could kind of have a main melody sort of vibe to it. Certain sounds are very busy, and it's hard to make a full MIDI on them. But if we find a nice key sound, I like to start with like a key or a synth. All right, this is pretty nice. Now, this may be a little bit more advanced, but I think it's really important to be intentional with what sounds are dry, meaning no effects, and what sounds are wet, meaning they have a bunch of effects on them. So when you hear this sound, even when I just barely press the keyboard, it rings out a lot. And there are two reasons for why this could happen. One is it could have delay or reverb on it, so we could take those off. And another would be the release. Now, the release is how long a sound plays out after you release the keyboard or the note stops. And so I really enjoy sounds that just hold their place in a beat, and when that note ends, the sound is gone. Because if you have sounds that have a very long release or they have delay or reverb, they take up a lot of room and you're not able to add as many cool sounds. So every synth is different, but in Serum, this is the release. So if we turn this down now, right when I release the keyboard, it's going to stop the sound. And this means that then this sound isn't going to take up as much space. You want to think about your melody, like your end goal ideally is making things that artists record songs on and then normal people listen to. And the melody takes up this much space, the drums take up this much space, the artist has to take up this much space. So if you have a sound that has all this delay and reverb and it has a super long tail on it, you're not going to be able to then add more cool stuff. You're a producer. You want to add a bunch of cool stuff, so you want to be able to have each sound take up just as much space as you want it to. But now we have this sound. We made it so that it is more dry sounding. And something that I like doing is I like playing my actual computer keyboard. That's what I'm doing right now. So the settings you want, you're going to right click up here and you're going to change the piano layout to minor natural and then select whatever key you would like. So right now I am in F minor, but we could change it to whatever we would like. So sometimes I'll just mess around on this keyboard and it might give me a little idea. And it interacts just the same as a like a piano would, but if you set it to a certain key, you're only going to have notes that are in key playing. Now, let me think what would be the best to show you guys next. I personally don't use the scale highlighting in a meaningful way. Even if scale highlighting is on, I personally don't need it because of the way that I think about melodies. But I guess if we want, we could set the scale highlighting to the same thing that we have the keyboard set to. This is F minor, and now the scale highlighting is set to F minor. So now these notes that are darker, those ones are not in key, and the lighter ones are in key. Let me have a little bit more coffee. I gotta lock in. Let me think. What would be most helpful? Now, I am someone where even though I utilize music theory, I think that the way that I explain and use it is slightly different than like the way that people classically would do it. But I think that I could still express some of the way that I think about melodies in my head, and hopefully you guys could internalize some of it. So something I enjoy doing is first making a melody higher up and then filling in chords afterwards. So we could put in some notes that, just for the sake for you guys, I'm going to use the scale highlighting. Let's put in some notes. And as you can hear, there aren't any bass notes in there. There aren't any notes that define what our 808 notes should be. And this then leaves room for us to figure out what bass notes would sound best on top of it. I think that this leaves the most possibility for crazy stuff. So we have this melody right here, and there are no bass notes. And we know that we're operating in the key of F minor, because that is what we set the scale highlighting to. So with bass notes, you could have any note in the scale be the bass notes. You could have F, G, G sharp, A sharp, C, C sharp, D sharp, and then we're back to F. That's the full octave. The way I think about it is I think of F, because that's the key we're in. That's the first note, okay? So F is 1. And, you know, we could put that note and that sounds fine. Now, in my head, how I think about it is I then think of how many notes down or up you would have to pitch it. So if I hear this, I would then go, oh, I could do a chord, and I could either go down 2, I could go down 4, I could go down 5, I could go down 5, 6, 7. And then at that point, you know, you could also go down 9 or 10, or if you went down 12, it would be all the way back to being F again. And the same goes for going up. So I could go up 2, I could go up 3, 3, 4, 5, I could go up 5. And these relationships, it basically is just those notes are all in key. So if I were to have a progression where it's the 1 and then it goes down 4, it would sound like this. This is a very common progression. And just from repetition and me doing this a lot, I could close my eyes and hear that and be like, oh, what if then what if it goes F and then it goes down 4 half steps and then it goes up 2 half steps? That could be cool. Another option is it could be F and then down 4 and then up 7. So let's try those 2 ideas. This would be F down 4 and then up 2. This would be F down 4 and then up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are 2 options that we could have. And if you are able to know what minor key you are in, you can utilize this technique every single time. So another thing that a lot of people, like some people don't know, is all major and minor keys, like every minor key is also a major key. So F minor, if we pitch it up 3, F minor is the same as G sharp major. And so if you are always thinking of things in the context of it being in a minor key, you can then utilize this technique where you know this is the root note. F is the root note. I could go down 2, I could go down 4, I could go down 5, I could go down 7, and I could go down 9. I could also go up 3, I could go up 5, I could go up 7, I could go up 8. Or some shit, you know. I'm trying to... When I'm saying you could go down or up, because we're operating within an octave, they're kind of the same thing. So all you need to know is how far you could go down. If we are operating in the key of F minor, you can go down 2, you can go down 4, you can go down 5, you can go down 7, and you can go down 9. And you can go down 10, but it sounds kind of weird. Now, if you wanted to go up instead, you could just pitch it up the octave. So let's think of a new progression here. We don't have to start off on the 1. Let's say we start off down 4 from F, and then it goes up 2, and then up 2 again, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. We go down 4 from the root, and then we go up 2, and then up 2 again. That's nice. Let's say we want to add something else. I know that this already operates down 4 from the root. So let me think in my bank of knowledge. All right, down 4, down 5, and down 7. This is already down 4, so we could, this would be 5, that works. This would be 7, that works. And this would be 9, so technically this would be in key. Now, that doesn't sound super great, but it is still in key. And if I were to sum up the way that I think about bass notes, I would say that you just need to be able to identify what minor key you are living in, identify what the root is. So if I pitch this a random amount, boom, 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 and listen. This is the root. I can just tell. Once you identify the root, you can then operate by pitching up and down certain amounts that you know already work. I know what this already sounds like just because it's pitching down 4. I know what this progression sounds like. I know what this progression sounds like. I know what 1, 2, 3, 4. I know what this progression sounds like. And so if you are able to understand the relationships between the notes, let me just reiterate. Identify what minor key you are in, find the root, and then there are only so many progressions unless you're using complicated ass chords. So see, now the root, you don't even need the scale highlighting. C sharp minor. This is the root. Okay, what different relationships do I know work? Down 5 and then up 1. So this would, in my head, this would be, trying to think how I think of it. It's down 5 and then down 4. And then we could throw in up 2. And maybe we throw in the root right here. We go back up 4 to C sharp minor. And I know it might be a little hard to follow, but the way that I am making that progression so easily is just understanding the gaps between the notes and knowing how it sounds. I know what root note and then down 4 sounds like. I know what root note and then down 7 sounds like. And you don't have to be tied to just the root note. I know what it sounds like if you go down 4 from the root note, down 2 from the root note, and then root note. Like I know what all of those progressions sound like, and you just have to add progressions to this bank up in your head, and then you are just able to. That's why I create the counter melody first. I have this now. I am free to do any bass notes that I would like to do. I'm gonna give it a break while we have ads run, because I know that Twitch won't let me turn off the ads. Twitch literally won't let me turn off the ads, and so we have to, let's let the people come back who are in an ad break. Yeah, I'll play the one of the Kino songs that I got again. I like this one too that he did the other day.
Yo, I ain't never going back to the old me. No, I ain't never going back to the old me. No, I ain't never going back to the old me. For the label, no, they can't troll me. For my label, no,
thank you for the gifted, bro. Thank you so much for the subs, bro. I appreciate it.
Gave my trust, bitch, ain't folded. Turned over right there, now I'm chosen. I got this feeling about you, and no, I can't figure it out. I told you that I want your heart. Damn, yeah, I just get what I got. You told me you would miss me a lot. I had to go hop on a flight.
Yeah, damn, I been out my mind. Why? Damn, she know that I'm rich. Yeah, damn, I know that she fine. Yeah, damn, I'm going up fast. I can't slow down cause I run out of time. Yeah, damn, I'm fucking this hoe. She got me BL, I'm taking her down.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yo, are we back from the ad break? We're back from the ad break. Let me know, guys. I'll do a little. I was just playing songs during the ad break so that you guys could come back. Yeah? Okay. To sum up what I just said about bass notes, you just need to be able, and I know I've said this a lot of times, identify what minor key you are in, and then learn how to operate within a minor key where you understand all the different bass notes in that key that you could use. That is why I start with counter melody first and then build in bass notes after, because the bass notes, there's a finite amount of ones that you can have, but there are a lot more possibilities for counter melody notes. So let's just go back to operating within the scale highlighting, you know? Let's go back to operating in F minor. Let's come up with a new counter melody. All right, we're in F minor, guys. This is the root note. Let's get some bass notes down now. So let me just think what I want the bass notes to be. We could, just from hearing this, I know that down 4 is going to sound good with it. Now, when I say down 4, there is a more musical term for it. But what I mean by down 4 is this note. I already know that this note is going to sound nice. And I already know what this will sound like. This is down 7 from the root. A good shortcut for you to remember is just like, all right. It's like you just need to know where you are. Right now, this bass note, I know where I am. It's F. Okay, it's F. If I go down 4, I'm down 4. I know where I am. I know if I go down 3, it will sound like this. This is down 7 from the root. I know if I go up 2, this is down 5 from the root. And I know if I go up 3 from here, this is down 2 from the root. I know if I go up another 5, this is up 3 from the root, or that would be down 9, because we're operating within a 12-note scale. Or not a 12-note scale, we're operating within an octave, 12 notes. But let's find a progression. Maybe we go like this, down 5, and then we go up 1. And then we could go up 2 right here. That's mad nice. I like that. But you see, it would be very easy for me to just build the bass notes. So it's good. This up here is context. We need context for the bass notes. Now, if we were to pitch this around, it'd probably sound nice. Maybe switch the sound. That's nice, and really it could have been any bass notes. We could keep the same top notes, and we go like this. And the reason why I'm able to be so, and I do use chords. I'm gonna get into the chords in a moment, but the reason why I am able to so quickly do this is I've done it so many times. I know what they all like. I know what all of these sound like. This is actually the progression in Oa Oa by Tekka. Like these bass notes. A lot of the old Yeet stuff would be like this. What else? There's a lot of songs like this that I like. A lot of Tekka stuff operates in this world where you're using down 4 and down 5 together. Wait, I messed it up. You're using down 4 and down 5 together. These ones. Like a lot of Tekka stuff will either be down 4 from root and then down 5 from root. And that's how one call is as well. Or it will be the opposite. It will be down 5 from root and then down 4. I flipped it using option Y. If you do option Y, then it'll flip the notes. But yeah, I think that gets across how I think about bass notes, and now we could get into how chords work. So honestly, I'm just gonna build a new melody because I'm kind of tired of this one. This is a cool sound. I'm gonna remove the delay from it. All right, so we know how to operate within a scale, and we know how to add bass notes. So let's make a new top line. All right, we have a top line. We're operating in F minor. Now, there is a formula to how to build chords. Okay? What I do when I build chords a lot of the time, I'm just trying to think how to explain this because I myself I'm not using correct music theory verbiage. I'm using my own way of thinking about it. But, all right, let's say we have bass notes first. Like the guy said, chords are built on bass notes. Let's say we have these going. All right, boom. We have that going. What are our notes, guys? Okay, down 4 from the root, 4 half steps, root, and then down 2 from the root. Now, for pretty much every chord, other than the awkward one, which is down 10. That chord is awkward, even though it's in key. The only time you would use that shit is like as a transitional note. Like you could do some shit like this. But that I don't usually use that chord. Okay. Fifths, exactly. Or how I like to put it, I treat it as like being sevenths, because even though it is fifths in a music theory way, what you're going to do is select all your notes, pitch them up the octave, or you don't really have to. Select all your notes and pitch them up 7 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That will always work. That will always work no matter what notes you have. And we could pitch these around, okay? And it will still work. So I use up 7 a lot. You take your bass notes, you pitch them up 7. Now, here's how you build from here. We are still operating within the scale highlighting. This is where scale highlighting will save you a lot if you are someone who like doesn't fully understand it. So we have our chords. Down 4, root, down 2. What we are going to do is add a note in between. This is up 7. Each of these is up 7. We're going to add a note in between. This is where you get into minor chords and major chords. So every key has... God damn it, bro. I'm moving my fucking hands. It's moving the camera, bro. Thank you for the sub. Anyways. This is where we get into minor and major chords. So we are in a minor key. So I'm only going to be speaking off of that, not in a major key. There is a pattern. You can look it up. Pattern of major and minor chords in a minor key. Okay? Minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major. Okay? Here's how we actually do that in reality. The root is minor. And so, fuck, I'm just trying to think of how to explain this. Okay, I have an easy way to explain this. Watch this. Just copy your bass notes again and then pitch them up 3. Okay? But then some of them aren't going to line up with scale highlighting. So if you pitch it up 3, all the minor chords are going to line up, but the major ones aren't. So the root is minor, but down 2 and down 4 are major. So we're just going to select these and then move them up 1 more. The major and minor chords, the only difference between them. All right, let's copy this shit over. Boom. This is a minor chord. It goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a major chord. All you do is just pitch this middle note up 1. So if we're operating within F minor, our root is a minor chord, down 2 is a major chord, down 4 is a major chord, down 5 is another minor chord. So this is a minor chord. Down 7 is a minor chord. And then down 9 is a major chord. And then it loops all the way back around to just be the octave. This is honestly a nice little graphic to reference. Okay? Root, minor. Down 2, major. Down 4, major. Down 5, minor. Down 7, minor. Down 9, major. And then we're back to the root. This is also a good way to visualize if you want to go up instead of down, okay? This is our root. So you could also say up 3 is major, up 5 is minor, up 7 is minor, up 8 is major, and up 10 is major. And then up 12 is just your octave. In practice, though, what this means is you just have to, within remembering... What were we talking about before, okay? This is our root. What's a good progression? We could go down 4. Now, let's do our up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It always works. Now, our first one is a minor chord. So, we put a note up 3. This one's a major chord, so we put a note up 4. Now, guys, do you remember what is down 2 from root? Down 2 from root is a major chord. So rather than being like this, it's going to be like that. And a way that you can drill this into your brain is looking at scale highlighting. We're in F minor. So look, if I put this, if I forget and I'm like, is the root a major? It is wrong. It looks wrong. It's not in the scale highlighting. And so if you want to build chords and not have to deal with any of this shit, just make your bass notes. Boom, here's my bass notes. Now, do up 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now, just fill it in the gap where there is a ghost note. Whatever note is right in the middle where a ghost note is. Boom, we just filled it in. And this will sound correct sonically. And now, it sounds like shit because these notes are too low. So what you want to do is just select certain notes in your chords and then pitch them up the octave. Let's pitch these up the octave. Another way that you can visualize this is, this chord shape is very nice. It's just minor and major chords, but you pitch up the middle note. So if we are operating within this framework, I can, if I am just like, oh, I forgot, how do I do this? What I could do is I could just pitch this up and I could put these here. You know how I know that works? Because if you pitch these up the octave from here, the major chords, their note is up one more. If they were minor, it would be like this, you know, and these would be evenly spaced. But I know these are major chords, and their note is up one, so I know that this shape is going to look like this. Now, let's remember which ones are minor and which ones are major. If we want to add some more chords in here, because right now, look, we have a minor and a major chord right here. Let's say we want to add some more. Let's say we want to go down 7 from root. Down 7 from root, if you remember, is a minor chord. So we can copy our minor chord shape from the beginning and pitch the whole thing down 7. And the only reason it sounds bad is because it's too low. We could pitch it up the octave. Let's say we want to add a major chord in there instead. What are some major chords? Down 2, down 4, and down 9. Down 9, that's hella far away. Down 9 is the same thing as up 3. Because we're operating within the 12 notes of the octave. And so you can, if you want to go down 4, but you want it to be up instead, down 4 is up 8. Down 3 is up 9. So if we were going to go down 9, we would base it off this bass note. You know, here's the bass note of this major chord. We'll go up 3, and that's the same thing as down 9. Now let's add some more chords. What are some minor chords? Because this is a minor chord. Down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that lines up. You could tell because look, the bass notes. Root, down 4, down 5. And this down 7. Yo, who keeps saying Diddy, bro? I'm about to ban him. How do I ban him? Oh wait, I timed out the wrong person, bro. Hold up. Oh, I think I got him. Do you guys have any questions about the way that I'm talking about, like, chords and notes? I have some more things to add, but this is genuinely how I think about it in my head. How do you do it with no scale highlighting? Okay, here is how you do it with no scale highlighting. You just remember, okay, let's say we're in a different key. We're in D sharp minor. Our scale highlighting does not line up with that shit, so you can't line it up. This is a minor chord. Let's build a minor chord again, just so we got it. We're in D sharp minor. To build a minor chord, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we go up 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a minor chord. We'll pitch the middle note up the octave, so it sounds nice. Let's remember our chord shapes, okay? Down 4 is a major chord, so 1, 2, 3, 4. But this, even though we pitched up the octave, this is the middle note. It isn't going to line up, so we pitch it up 1. If we are building a major chord from scratch, from this bass note, which is down 4, from the root, which we know is a major chord, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we would select the bottom note and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Pitching it up 4 makes it major. Pitching it up 3 makes it minor. Pitch this up the octave. Okay, boom. Now, what are our other chords that we could go to? We could go down 2 from root, which would be up 2 from this, because it's down 4. This has nothing to do with scale highlighting, and this will sound correct. Now, there are different chords that go... Can you say all the chord shape intervals again from root? Okay, yes, I can. So, let me set that up real quick, and then I'll talk more. So, this is root. Down 2 is a major chord, and so we're going to pitch this up 1. Down 4 from root is also a major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we pitch this note up 1. Down 5 is a minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 7 from root, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is also a minor chord. And then down 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that is a major chord. So it would go root minor, down 2 major, down 4 major, down 5 minor, down 7 minor, down 9 major. And you can also use this in the same way but going up. So if down 9 is major, that means up 3 is also major. You know, it's just math based on it being 12 notes within an octave. And to build the chords, you go up 7 from the bass note, and then, like, to make all of these chords real quick, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we would select the bass notes, and it is up 3 to make it minor and up 4 to make it major. So let's just build them. 1, 2, 3. And then we take all the major ones and pitch them up 1 more. So down 2, down 4, and down 9 will get pitched up 1. And then we could select all the middle notes from here, pitch them up the octave. And if we want to hear these last ones... Now that I feel like that is genuinely the best way that I can explain the way that I think about chords and bass notes and all of that. I think that's genuinely the best way I can explain it. All you can do is just over time train your ear. Let's listen to a song, okay, and try to think of what the bass notes are. I'm going to, and this is something that I think you may need to, like, have some form of, like, relative pitch, because relative pitch is being able to hear things within the scale they're in and understand the relationship of the notes. So give me a song to listen to. Tell me just a song, and I'm going to tell you what key it's in and then what the relationship of the notes are. Taliban by Yeet. Okay? Let's listen.
I just walk in with the Taliban. Hey, I just walk in with the Taliban.
It's down 4 and then it's root. What key is it in? Let me play the song again.
I just walked in with the Taliban.
And it's in F sharp minor.
I reckon that
It's in F sharp minor. This is root. I don't know how I know. I just know it. And the chords are. This is root, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's build the chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up 4. But then make it minor. This is the way those chords are. I'll wait for the ad break. I got you guys. I don't know how long it would take me to remake a random song. Let's do a little break. I'll play some more beats or music or something. I'll wait for the ad break to end for people. Let me know when the ad is over. This song is so good.
Yeah, damn, I been out my mind. Why? Damn, she know that I'm rich. Yeah, damn, I know that she fine. Yeah, damn, I'm going up fast. I can't slow down cause I run out of time. Yeah, damn, I'm fucking this hoe. She got me the yeah, I'm taking her down. Yeah, get it, gon' tell her no about. Yeah, think I like I'm a whole bow. Yeah, I been turned since I was 5. Yeah, I been turned since I was 5. Yeah, I been turned harder than 5. Yeah, I need some money right now. Yeah, say you said run on my pants. Yeah, out of 10, I just put on the fan. Damn, hollin' my club with Japan. Damn. I let her fuck on my man. I turn this shit up, I ain't playing. I just left, she thought I was playing.
I got money, I got honey. Two dog cool, catch me when I'm running. Catch me when I'm running. Got the child jumping, child still.
Yo, are we back from ad break, bro? Are we back from ad break? Let me know. Come on. Yeah, we are. Okay, bet. Let's get back to the chords. I just told you what. Let's do a few more songs. Bigger than everything. Now, this only applies to things that operate within a minor key without adding more notes. And there is so much more to music theory and the notes that you can do than just doing what I'm showing you. This is just a good way to understand some basic, like, chord building stuff. And it's genuinely the way that I think about it in my brain. So it's good to try to express that to you guys. It's down 5 and then down 4. And we're operating in, let me see. And here's the thing, I find these bass notes and I know that it is down 5 and then down 4. And that means if this is the down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is root. It's in D sharp minor and it's like, the chords are like this. Let's do a couple more just so that I can like show this more. Give me some more songs. Super tune. Lucky. Not everything lives by these rules, but down 2, root, down 5, down 4. Right?
Put my pants like everybody else.
And that's like borrowed from, that's like the first 2 notes from Oa Oa, also chord wise. It's like that. And we could just stack them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. Right? And there are some borrowed notes in the 808s, not borrowed from a different key, but like there are some other notes going on as well. Down 4, down 5. What key are we in? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's like that. Or no, it's not. Wait. But it is down 4 and then down 5.
Hey, how about, hey, 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 you pipe is busting out.
You tricked me though. That song is detuned. They detuned it. I know by Ian. All right, let's do it. And then I'm about to do some other shit. Down 4 and then down 5. Oh wait. It just stays on this. It literally just stays on this note, but the intro is like this. And then it goes to that. And then it just stays on this. But then the 808 goes up to this shit. But yeah, basically time and a place is down 4 and then down 5. A lot of underground stuff lives in that space where you're just using, if we're in F minor, if we're in F minor, they're just using this. They're just going. They're just using that progression, and you still, even though it doesn't start, on the root, that still is the root. I don't know how I know the root note though. That's the issue, is that I'm not sure how I'm able to tell so quickly. I just do. I just know. But yeah, I just know. Let me think. Now, yeah, it's relative pitch. Perfect pitch is being able to tell, to go, that's F. You know, that wasn't F. I don't have perfect pitch, but I have relative pitch in the sense that, like, I can hear things and understand them in the context of what scale they're in. But I do think that it can be somewhat trained. But that's how it's just that plus repetition. You can learn how to hear the root note, though. I believe in you guys. I know that you can. You just have to hear, like, if you hear a song... You should be able to tell me that's root note and then down 4. Let me hide my camera. Let's do a little, or the screen. Let me do a little test, okay? All right, can you tell me what this is in the context of how I was saying it? Not the note, but in the way that I was explaining it, okay? What? Oh, yes, you're right, though. Like say the key, but also, like, is it down 4 and then root and then down 2 or whatever it is? Oh, I'll just give you guys a second. We are operating in the scale of F minor, and this is down 2 from the root, and then down 4. See? Down 2 from the root, down 4 from the root. And even though we are not starting on F, we are still in F minor. This is a major chord. And this is a minor chord, and it's the root. And that is Oa by Tekka. The same chords. Or at least the same, like, way. Even if it's not the same key. It's not risky to not start on the root note, bro. This isn't rules. This is how I think about music and midis. Like, I don't want this to box you in. This should help you because if you have some crazy counter melody up here, you have a way to express what chords you want. But now let's get into some more complicated chord shapes. So we're in F minor still. Let's get a little progression. Let's go down 4 from root. Let's do that progression. Okay, boom. Now, let's get a more complicated chord. Let's start off. We go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, we get the 1, 2, 3. We get the chord shapes. This one is major. This is root. This is down 4 from root. This is down 5 from root. So, guys, what would that be? That means that the first one is major and the last 2 are minor. Let's pitch up the middle notes. How do you know then in which key you are if you don't start with the root? You know based on other notes. If you have trouble with that, use scale highlighting. I know I'm in F minor because that is what I set my scale highlighting to. I don't need scale highlighting, but if you have trouble with it, use scale highlighting and use this method in tandem with still being grounded by the scale highlighting. I'm going to bring these notes back down just so it's easier to understand. Now, if I want to add notes on top of this, you can really do whatever within the scale, but there are some ways that you can build them that is easier. So, I'm kind of doing this on the fly, but if we select the middle notes that we had from our chords, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we pitch those up 7, I believe it will work. So these are the middle notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That works. Yeah, that's a minor 7th or a major 7th. But really, you could just add whatever you want. I'm going to get a piano sound just so this is easier for us to do. Yeah, I could pitch the middle notes up the octave now, but I don't really need to. Like, you can, though. But I don't want... Here's the thing. I don't want this to be rules. I want it to be things that you learn that then help you build cool melodies. Like, I don't want you to just live by this shit and make, like, generic-ass stuff, you know? It's just... I'm trying to, like, get across the way that I think about melody so then you can utilize some of it yourself. But, yeah, I feel like that's the best I can probably do in terms of the chords and stuff, but, do you guys feel like you learned some stuff from it? Bet. I'm gonna put this on YouTube for sure. How do you decide how many notes you can stack like this on top of each other? There's no rules, bro. There's not specific rules. Like, let me put a piano sound, and then we could like mess around. And I'll show you guys some little tricks and stuff. All right, and we're just gonna keep operating in F minor because that's what the scale highlighting is on, and that is helpful for you guys. Now, some quick, interesting chords that you can do. One of them includes the down 5 from root. So, and look, I'm I'm using the scale highlighting to help you guys. This is up 7. And this is the root again. And then let's throw in maybe like a down 4. And now here is a way that you can do an interesting chord that is technically not in key. This is down 5 from the root, and we, instead of doing a minor chord, because normally it would be this, you can make it a major chord instead, and then it sounds all spooky. That's some like old internet money shit. Now, I don't really do that with my beats very much, but it's just something that you can do. Another cool trick that you can do... Yes, the 808s would be these root notes. Another cool thing you can do is if you make something using the root, like... Let's make something complicated with the root. With the root, if you pitch it down 7, it will sound good even if you do something more complicated most of the time. So since down 7 is also a minor chord, that specifically works nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I know how this will sound. That's a little trick. There are also certain chords where you can replace the bass notes and it will still sound good. So if you have something with root note, if you go down 4 or down 7, it will usually still sound nice. So you could go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could do the opposite and replace these with... That's a little trick. I think it's just good in your workflow. You should feel comfortable changing the bass notes even if you like the top notes. Like if we have this, you should feel comfortable finding new bass notes and be like, oh, here's 3 options. It could be this. And then we could build chord shapes out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or we could have it be down 7. You know, it could be that progression. Or maybe we would want it to be the 0001. And see, I already know all of these from like certain songs and stuff, so it's just like picking which one is good. And if you build things by thinking of the harmonic content and the notes up high being separate from the bass notes, you're able to do really cool stuff because then you're not limited. I think a lot of you guys think of all of it just combined, but really for me it's bass notes and then it is all the high up stuff. So if I build something using the scale highlighting, we have that, and it's all in key. And I think this is just a product of me doing this so many times combined with like relative pitch stuff where I just know, and I don't know how to like instill that in you guys fully, but that it's nice. I don't hear it as having specific bass notes. You could say that these are the bass notes, but really there is still room for me to add bass notes. And it's so freeing because this shit is sick, and now we get to decide what bass notes do we want. What bass notes do we want? All right, the root is F, but it doesn't have to start on F. It could start on this, and you don't need to stack the chord all in the same spot. We could do F, and then we could go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do this way too much. And then we could go another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another 7 from there. And this shape will work no matter what, I'm pretty sure. That shit is nice. And that's a chord shape I just put you guys onto. I was trying to explain it, but just take your root and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This shape will work. Oh wait, no it won't. How the fuck did I do that, bro? It's this. There it is. That's the shape that works every time. And the way that you do it is just go root, up 2, up 7. And then you pitch. Wait. God damn it, that wasn't up 7. I'm tweaking out over here. Do you guys see what I'm doing though? Like, it's that shape. Let me calculate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it is up 7 and then up 7 again. My bad about that. But that shape it's very easy to draw chords that way. And that's how a lot of yeet chords are. They be like this. Yeah, it's all 7s, just different inversions. And I could just mess around with this. Ad break. All right, I'm gonna play some random beats or something. I got you. Let me know when you're all back. Let me know. 40 seconds. Let's wait for him. All right, we're back. So, this chord shape, we had a little confusion going on. This chord shape is very nice. You just take your root note, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this way, we can build chords on top of it, and it works. It works with root, down 2, down 4, and down 7, and down 9. It just sounds bad with... It sounds bad with that. Down 5, you have to pitch the top one up 1. Or... But we have this nice MIDI. Oh, shit. Okay, we're back. My bad. Let me explain that one more time, just so we're all caught up to speed. We have a beautiful MIDI right here. It's great. It's a great MIDI. We want to add chords. Another little chord secret. Take your root, go up 7 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This chord will work on everything except for down 5. On down 5, as you can see, doesn't fit the scale highlighting. You have to pitch this note up 1. But for all the other ones, for down 2, for down 4, for down 7, it sounds great. And so this is a nice way to add chords. But let's test some different chords. You know, maybe we don't want to... I don't want you guys to always start on the root. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those ones sound nice, bro. And maybe we transpose it. I mean, then the scale highlighting will be incorrect, but... And we can add some more notes in. So let's go back to F minor so that we can use the scale highlighting. We can add some more notes. And just mess around, add stuff that's in key. And it's good to utilize pitching things up and down the octave. So since I put everything down the octave, we need to leave space for these bass notes. So I'm going to pitch these up. And something's muddy. The notes I'm adding at the bottom, I think it's chords. They fit more with the bass notes than they do with the other stuff. Another thing with MIDIs is I like to find little repetitive things to repeat. Like this is nice. This stuff going on right here. So I'll copy it over. And you should be thinking about this as down 4, down 2, root. Or if it's easier for you to reference it in relation to the last note, it's down 4, then we went up 2, and then we went up 2 again. But I find it easier to reference it in relation to the scale we're in. So this is down 4 because we're in F minor. This is down 2. This is down 7. This is down 5. This is down 9. But I feel like I've explained this the best that I possibly can. I guess we could add a lead on top. And maybe that would be helpful. So let's find a lead. I don't think... Some of this stuff I really don't have down to a science. It's just that bass note stuff I do. All this stuff is just repeating things for me. Like, there's that lead that Ahmad used in a lot of his old stuff, where it's like... Where it's like... I don't know how to do it. I forget. I forgot how to do that. But let's talk about leads. Okay, we have our MIDI, and it might be nice to follow along some of the stuff that we have. So maybe let's just pick some notes to follow. And that was all built on notes that were already in our MIDI. I just followed them along, and that's why it sounds good. I'll switch the sound, though. That sound is kind of... And I think with leads, it's important to just have something memorable that repeats. I think a lot of people make complicated leads, and it is better to do stuff where, like, it is an earworm, like 500 Pounds by Tekka, where it's just repeatable. This lead is nice. I'll try doing another one, though. And I just look at the notes already used. What notes are already used in here? We got this, we got that. And the rhythm of the lead is as important as the notes. Like, you could have we could have this pattern, and it has so many different ways it could be. It could be... That got messed up. Or it could be... What other rhythms could we have? You could rearrange where the notes are, you know? You could put... That's nice. Sometimes if you pitch a lead up 5 or 7, it will still sound good. And another thing that's really good to do is select a whole note and then change it for the whole pattern. Maybe pitch this down the octave, change this note. Let's say we did like this. It's good to then add variation at the end, but still have it be repetitive. I'm still not happy with this lead, so maybe we mess with the rhythm and the notes. that's a nice lead, and we got there through trial and error, staying within the key we're in, utilizing the ghost notes, and seeing a lot of this lines up. Look, this lines up with a note that's already there. This lines up with a note that's already there, and you can just kind of guide yourself using the notes that you already have in place. And just having a good balance of it being catchy without being too repetitive. This bank is all of the Shinju presets that are on Splice. They're all very good. I don't really know where to go next from this, but I feel like this is the best job that I've done explaining how I think about just like MIDIs and building progressions. I would also say just like don't overdo it. Your MIDI probably doesn't have to look like this, or if it does, maybe you should half-time it if you make a really complicated MIDI. And since it's not catching all the chords, we would change it to this. Maybe pitch it like up 6. And that key just doesn't sound right, so we may pitch it. I'm gonna have a tiny break. I'm gonna go use the bathroom or something, but I think after this, I'm going to then explain the same thing I just did, but with drums instead of with melodies, and try to get across the same level of detail with that. So hopefully that goes well. I'm gonna just play some random beat that I made a while ago, and then I'll do the same thing with drums, and we'll build this out. So I will be right back, guys. But then the camera is following me again, bro. That shit pisses me off. I'll be right back. I just want to reiterate again with all the stuff I've been talking about. I don't want this to be something that boxes you in and makes you feel like you make less creative things. It is just useful for me, at least, to understand. And I can't help it. I just think about music in a certain way. And hopefully you guys are able to gain something from that. But I want you to keep having the process that you have. Just maybe if you have a melody, you know, and you're having trouble coming up with the chords, maybe figure out what minor key you're in or use scale highlighting, and then you could just mess around with the method that I just showed you guys, and maybe it'll give you some cool chords. But don't let it box you in. Keep being creative and making whatever you want to make. There's no actual rules. There's just ways that you can talk about music that help explain your thought process. I don't usually use, to answer your question, I don't use like other weird scales most of the time. Sometimes I may borrow a note from somewhere. But for the most part, I just stick with like normal scales. But I'd say let's get into like a drum version of this and then see where we end up from that. Now, I think that you can apply a lot of the same concepts to drums. I talked about having a template earlier, and with this, we have a clap MIDI already in there. And so I'm just going to start off by putting a clap, and it's just going to be hitting normally on the 2 and the 4. And usually when I'm cooking up, I'll do like clap and then I'll do some hi-hats. So we could grab a hi-hat, start off with like a 2-step pattern, and then build it from there. And these are just going to be very normal drums, and then from there we can build them out. You know, we got a snare as well. Now, with the snare, there are like specific spots where it's like a recognizable pattern to me. You could put the snare here, so it's like spaced evenly between the claps, and it would sound like this. You could also put it at the ends, so it would do the same thing, but it would just be spaced between different claps. You know, you could get an open hat going. I like putting an open hat on the 1. A nice thing to do with the snares is you can add one like this, and so it like catches this little pocket where there isn't a hi-hat. And then we could start thinking about maybe the hi-hat being more interesting. So maybe we find little gaps to not have a hi-hat. Maybe we do the same thing where we have little spots where the hi-hat sits here instead, kind of like how that snare is. I don't know why my pattern is like that. Like, it doesn't truly visualize where we're sitting. I don't know why it's like that. And to me, I have this bank of patterns that I've heard in other songs. Okay, if you wanted to do homage shit, you remove the last clap and then you have the hi-hats just go like this. You know, and there's many. If you wanted some 808 Mafia stuff, you might add rolls. If you wanted to do some like Tekka inspired like drill shit, you might do like. Then another cool thing to think about is doing interesting snare placements. So right now we just have it hitting normally, but a lot of the time I might do something where this second clap comes early or late. So I might go, or maybe it's late. And spicing that up, especially in like darker beats, it can sound really cool if you have this coming late or early by like 2 sections. But with hi-hat bounces, I don't know. I feel like I have a bank of them, you know? If you want to do some spaced out shit, you could do this. Like that pattern is kind of cool. But I feel like I have a like bank of knowledge in my head of all these patterns I've done previously. Another cool one you can do is you can have a roll at the end. I do this in a lot of Tekka stuff where you have it go from quarter notes to sixth notes. So if we had like a more constant pattern going on, we could do something like this. God damn it, bro. We're back at the ads. I'll just play some shit again. What else do I have that's cool? Yo, thank you for the sub, bro, by the way. I appreciate it. Nah, those vocals weren't me. Yo, Wiz, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it so much. W Wiz, man. You guys are the best community. I love you guys. Twitch literally won't let me run without ads. They won't let me, bro. This shit is so annoying. All right, anyways. Honestly, this beat is cool, but I feel like it might be easier to teach cool drum bounces if it was on something that was a little more like dark sounding, because with this, the drums shouldn't be doing too much. If your melody, like if you have something that's very melodic, you don't want to then counteract it with like the craziest like tweaked out drums. And so I probably, on this beat, I wouldn't make the drums interesting, and I would say we'll start up a new project. I'll save this. And we'll make something a little bit more evil sounding so that there's more room to do cool drum bounces. Just because it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it to be anything crazy. And I think that's a really core concept to my production, is that there's this balance of overall how much the beat is doing. And depending on the type of song, type of melody, type of drums, you want to balance things out so that it sits in a pocket where people will enjoy it. If you have something like the Kino song, like this Kino song, the drums can do a lot because it's some like turnt shit, and there's room for that vocally, what he's doing, and with the melody.
Yeah, damn, I been out my mind. Why dance?
You know, there's room for that, but if you have something that's more vibey and spaced out, you don't want the drums to be just going crazy. Another thing is BPM wise, if you're chilling at more like 120 to 130, you have more room to do crazy bounces. Whereas if you have something that's faster, it's harder to fit that sort of like crazy percussion going on. But I'm just going to start a melody using some Xenology banks and make it some like more dark stuff so that we have more room to make it crazy. Let's get some more melody. And I put some shaper box on that. Let me pitch this, get a few more sounds, and then we'll get into doing some drums. Put some shaper box on that as well. I like this preset. See, like, this sort of melody has more room to do crazy drums. Now, I'm going to pull up the skip on the beat drum kit because I've been using that a lot. And let's utilize some cool techniques, all right? I have this bank of bounces and things that I've done before, and I'm able to pull from that. And you guys just maybe haven't been producing for as long. Everyone thinks about things differently. So when you see me cooking, it's this combination of experimentation with also things that I've already done that sounded cool. Because at the end of the day, if we are making rap music in 2026, there are patterns and things that sound good, and people want familiarity. You could go make some whole other shit, and that is fire, but for me and my career, is built on just making good quality things. And so, let's find a snare. Something with these beats I like doing, I might use two different snares. So I might put this one. Usually you want the first one to be on time with where the clap is. But maybe we use this one and we offset it, you know? Either it goes here or it goes here on either side of the snare. that bounce is cool. You know, we could have also put it on the other side of the snare. But I do like how that sounds. Now, we want to find a groove with the hi-hats that kind of complements the melody. So it sounds like the hi-hat is going, the melody, like this melody specifically, is going like this. It's like 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So maybe we do a hi-hat pattern that mostly complements that, but then at the end we do some shit that is kind of like the Ahmad bounce. So if we hear this, now another thing, I am mixing while I am making this, okay? I level the sounds so they sound good. I turn up the hi-hat and the snare, and I have the melodies hitting in a certain way. So if we were to bus all these melodies, we would find them like hitting at a certain range. So if I route these all here, we want things hitting like around there probably. Now we could start filling in some pockets, you know. Maybe we want like a open hat. Get some sounds going. And now maybe we want to do like a snare roll at the end. Let's do a little snare roll. So usually I'll start a little higher. And just messing with the velocity. And we just gotta turn that up. It's too quiet. If you want to gain stage something, you could always just use this volume. If this isn't enough. Nice. Get some little perks going. Now let's do some 808. Let's get that in there. Sometimes it can be fun using multiple 808s on beats like this as well. So find an 808, put cut self on it, turn it up, and we're also going to boost the velocity in here. Just going to follow the bass notes that we have. And a lot of the time I'm lazy, so I'll just put a ghost note here. Like I'll turn this velocity all the way down. So because we have cut self on, it's going to pause the 808. And you can also utilize slide notes too. So maybe we want this to like slide down and mute, and then we'll have another 808 hit where this bass note changes. Let's use this one. I like this 808. So we're going to have this fill this pocket where there isn't an 808 right now. We're going to put this here and then have it just like end over here. And some shit in the melody is off. I got to fix it. Another thing that's good is you gotta simplify your melodies. Like I might just simplify it to this. And now I'm kind of hearing a snare hitting in this spot too. Let's see how that sounds. I'm using this kit that Skip on the Beat made. It's pretty good. I just feel like you gotta not do too much. Like this, the drums, even if they're like kind of complicated with the 808, there's a lot of space. Now with mixing, bro, this shit is like already mixed because I leveled it. And with the leveling, bro, I just want my I base it off the melody. Like I want the melody to hit at a certain volume, you know, like right now it's hitting like around here. And then from there you just fill in like, let me think. Let me explain this the best I can, okay? Our melody is hitting like 2/3, 3/4 of the way up. Now we want the snare to punch through that. That's a little loud. I go melody, snare, and then hi-hat. I level the hi-hat, make sure it's not too loud, not too quiet. And then from there, you can just fill things in and put the 808. Now, let's say that you mix things in a way where everything feels too quiet. For you to get the 808 to clip correctly, it is just not going to be possible. So let's say all of this stuff was just turned down and you didn't want to turn everything up. If we're sitting here, there's too much headroom. The 808 isn't clipping. If you're stuck in this spot, instead of turning everything up, you can look up fruity balance and use this to gain stage the whole thing without fucking everything up. You could just use these until you stage it right into the clipper in the way you want. And so, really, oh my bad. Here, is this plugin, Fruity Balance. But it just depends on how you want things to be hitting, you know? Like, with it turned down, it can be nice, too. But I just want it to be hitting in a certain way. it's fine for it to be clipping. You just don't want it to like overpower your sound and make it so you can't hear the melodies. And yeah, I feel like that mix is fine. Fuck. Let's talk about arrangement now. So, if we split this by channel and we have everything laid out, with a beat like this, I think it's a little less important because a lot of the time people who use beats like this don't structure their songs super well. But the way I think about arrangement, and I'm going to do this just for example because we're thinking about it in 8-bar chunks. So let's make this be 8 bars long. And 8 bars. Change the color so it's easy to see. This is one section, okay? Now I'm going to duplicate this over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have a total of 5 sections. If this beat were to have an intro, then this would be the intro. Then we have 2 sections of hook, 2 sections of verse, bridge, back to the hook. So the hook is going to be this long. The verse is going to be this long. And you are going to have a bridge that is that long. Thank you for the raid, bro. I appreciate it. Party of 5. Let's go. Appreciate you guys for pulling up. Thank you. Now, if you want your beat to not have an intro, this could be the hook. This could be the verse. And then you could still have a little bridge here. But what we're going to do, let's just have it have an intro just for the sake. Even though a lot of beats just come in right away, we'll have it have an intro. Okay, so let's just have some of the sounds be in there. Maybe we go... I want to save this for the drop. This is the special part. So we might wait for that to come in, and we just have it build up. Then have a little more come in right here. And I know we have this snare roll muted right now because we wouldn't want it every time. But with snare rolls, even if you have it happen sometimes, you don't want it to be every 8 bars. You might space it out, something like that, where it's like every 16. So we have it build up, and then it's going to drop in. But here's the thing. We need it to still be able to build. The second half of the hook has to be stronger than the first half. And so that's why not every sound comes in. We have them all come in right here. That snare roll is pretty mid, but it's fine for the video. Now we're gonna have more sounds come in. This is the second half of the hook coming up. All right, now after this, we're going to be going into the verse. And it's important to look at these patterns and say, hey, pattern Xenology 3, that has played a lot of times. We need to give people a break and have the arrangement feel fresh. So we're going to take out that. And this sound played for the whole hook, so we're going to take it out. Maybe we have some shit come in halfway through. Alright, and so now we're just letting them not get ear fatigue from the way that the beat is arranged. They get a break from this sound, even though it's the special part. They get a break from this. There's no pattern other than this bass thing that goes the whole time. Now, this arrangement works, and we could just duplicate it over. Boom. Because then, look, end of verse, bridge, back into the hook. Back to the verse, and depending on how you want to arrange it, you could duplicate it over again. A lot of the time, I'll just leave it this way, so there's 2 hooks. And now what we could do is we could go in and make a few little edits and cuts, because that stuff makes a big difference too. This snare roll is also pissing me off, so I'm going to make it better, just because I don't want this beat to be ass. Another cool snare roll you can do is you can just do like these like quarter notes all the way across, and then you can, I know there's like a faster way to do this, but you could like do this sort of thing, but with it getting louder over time and lower in pitch. Maybe pitch this down a little bit. Fuck. That shit sounds so ass, bro. I'm just not like that on snare rolls, bro. Go get Bristow or someone to do this shit. Ad. Why is there an ad, bro? My snare rolls are buns. We could just put some other thing in that section. Like, we could put an effect. Yeah, I get Noah to do it, bro. He be making all those Ken beats. None of my shit has crazy snare rolls, to be honest. But anyways, let's think. There are a few things that you can do to add variation to your arrangement. So you can add little effects. Like maybe we want to throw in some like chimes or something, or like something like this. You can reverse things into themselves. So if we have this effect hitting on the 1, we could make it unique and then reverse it into itself. I try to be minimal with it though. You don't want to add like infinite things. Like if I have all this stuff playing, it might be too much. Yeah, I like using toms more than the other stuff, or like the record scratch. Yeah, you can do stuff like that, put effects at the beginning. You can have a little cutout, so at the end of the hook, maybe we bring back these effects and things cut out for a little section. You know, maybe the drums come out here, other than like maybe we keep just this snare. And then we also have parts where the 808 cuts out, so maybe the 808 doesn't play here. But yeah, I mean, that is a lot of what goes into my arrangement and stuff. There's a lot of different things you can do, but it's just good having it in these sections where it's 5 8-bar patterns, because then it allows them to have a hook, a verse, and then a bridge section. And if you didn't have an intro, you could just chop this out. Maybe you just keep the effects or something. I don't know. But everything after that would stay the same, because you still have hook, verse, bridge, hook, verse. And I think that style of arrangement has done well for me. I think for a lot of rap stuff, it works well. But, yeah, I mean, with drums, I would say the main thing that I want to get across is just, like, keep things simple and in their pockets. And over time, you will find little bounces that you just remember, and you're like, oh, maybe this bounce would work for this beat. Oh, I did this before. Maybe it would be fire. and then doing drums will feel very effortless for you. I think it should always be 16 bars for hook and verse. I think that's a good way for it to line up, but it doesn't always have to be. That's just like how I usually have it set up. I'll save this beat real quick. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. But what else can I put you guys onto? I feel like it's kind of tiring explaining things like that, but I don't know what else I should really talk about. What do you guys think? In a tutorial sense, I'm trying to give you guys more game. Fixing people's beats. I'm down. I'm trying to watch this finals game too once it gets crazier. Oh, the fruity balance thing was just, it's a way to gain stage your beat if you want it to just be louder. I upload all of the videos on here. Look. This channel has every single stream that I do. If you guys want to watch any of my streams, they're all on here. All the recent ones at least. Like for the last 3 weeks. Okay, I'm down to do sampling and file management. I'm down for both of those. Someone send the Discord link and I'll pin it also. File management and sampling, and then we'll see. I could do sound selection too, but that stuff is pretty subjective, but I got you. I just need a little break again before I walk in because I want to have the right energy for the tutorials. Let me just stand up for a second. Stretch. But yeah, I'll sample in a second. I'm just gonna go through I'm gonna go through some random beats I did for a second. Just listen to old shit that I did forever ago. See if there's anything fire. I do MP3 instead of WAV because it's just smaller files and it doesn't take up too much space. And you can email them if you want, whereas WAV you have to do a drive attachment. Y'all think the Spurs can come back? I don't think they will, but I think they'll force game 7. I'm trying to do something real quick. My bad. Here, I'll play it at iTunes. Yeah, Canvas, if you want, you can post a snippet on this playlist. I'm about to show you guys the new version of the program I've been working on. A little later. I just gotta download it. This shit is interesting. These are all old as hell too. Alright, bet. We are back. Alright. I want to show you guys the new version of the MIDI plugin that I've been working on. So, last time I showed you guys, and it's pretty sick, but we have a lot of new features on the way. First of all, you can pin the window, so then it is very easy to just keep it open if you want to. If you turn that off, things will go over it. But let's test by loading in a bunch of FLPs. We're still working on a few different features, but let's load in all my FLPs from the last year. And then look, it says, where do you want to extract these MIDIs? So if I wanted, I could make a new folder and call it Rio Drum MIDIs 2026 or something, and it would send them all over here. Or I can just send them to the instrument folder. But let's extract, and it's going to run. And it will work on Windows and Mac, but it only works with FL Studio project files. And once we are done, then we will see how it did. But a lot of new features are on the way, bro. It's getting there. We allow it to be in my files. As you can see, it's extracting. It has kick, snare, hi-hat, open hat, etc. And there also is an output folder where it sends all the stuff. And where that still has to get cleaned up a little bit. But I'm still working on a name for this. But once it's done exporting, then I can show you guys what's going on. That'll be done. And that's 358 FLPs. And it just did that in like 3 minutes. So we have all the hi-hats. This is every hi-hat pattern. And now we have the capability, if I pin this window so it stays open, I have the capability to drag in the sound. So let's say I wanted this sound. We drag the wave in. And it just has to locate the file. So this is something that is still in the works. But once it's done, it will be able to successfully just like locate the file quicker. Because right now, see, it did it and it pulled up the wrong sound. So we're going to have to work on that a little bit more for sure, because there's so many files named hi-hat that we need it to actually pull up the right sound. So, because as you can see, it's just locating a file that is called hi-hat. But that will be fixed soon. And the nice thing is, now we'll just use a default hi-hat. The nice thing is now, let's say we want this pattern. Boom. We just drag it on and it works instantly. Let's say we wanted this pattern. Drag the MIDI. There it is. And so we just need to fix the way that it locates the sound. Another cool thing, though, is we can go to the output folder. So I'm just going to drag... let me see. I see. This is where all the MIDIs go. It's like, bam, that's all the MIDIs. And this is where all the sounds go, but it's not pulling all of the sounds, sadly. But once it is actually done and everything, it will create a stash kit out of all of the sounds that you have. And so right now, if we were to go over there, it doesn't actually put all of the sounds there. But eventually, you would be able to load in all those FLPs. And it would save every single hi-hat. And it would maintain the same name that they had before. So that is just something that over time will get better for sure. But you can go through all the 808s. And then you could drag those MIDIs in and it just instantly loads those MIDIs. So yeah, that's the progress that we made. I think pinning the window is a very nice touch feature-wise. And I'm excited for as it progresses, because once it's done, you will be able to just make a stash kit out of all your sounds. You will be able to get every single drum MIDI and melody MIDI out of all of your projects. So I'm excited about that. But I'm watching the Spurs game, bro. The Spurs are looking good. You think the Knicks are going to come back? But, yeah, do you want me to do sampling or do you want me to do file organization first? Let me know. How can we make better melodies? I'm not gonna lie, I talked about that a lot earlier, bro. I did. You'll have to watch back the video, but I'll upload it after this. All right, here's how to organize your files. So, you should get Dropbox, and then you should sync Dropbox on your computer using the desktop app. And then pin that folder somewhere, just so that it's easy to access. And then what you can do is you can just make a folder for every year. So I have a folder for 2026. Now within this folder, I have beats, I have melodies, I have opportunities, which is when I'm sending out packs. I have send to phone, which I'll throw something in there if I just want to very quickly pull it up on my phone and it doesn't clog up my other folders, because I have the Dropbox app on my phone as well. Then I have stems, which is if someone asks for stems for a beat I did, I'll put it in there. I have a folder for zips. So this is when I'm like sending zips for other people to finish. And then I have this, which is where all of my kits, the new kits that I found, go. So there's a few different things that go into organizing your files. One of them is how they're actually set up in FL. So if you go to options, file settings, you have all these locations where you can go. Let's say I wanted to add this folder, I could open it and then I could give it a new name if I wanted it to show up different in FL. So for instance, I have all these places for my kits, but I renamed them to have different names. And if you use exclamation points, you're then able to make it so that they show up first. So I put all these exclamation points on my kit stash so that then they would show up first here. And that's how you can sort where they show up within FL. Now, yeah, it will be on YouTube. I'll put it on my YouTube channel for sure. So in terms of how I organize my beats, it goes by year and then by month. So if I were to look at June, I have all the MP3 files and I have all of the FLPs. I call it stems. Really, it's FLPs. You could call it either one. But when I finish a beat, I save the FLP in my stems folder, and then I save the MP3 in here. And that's within the month and then within the year that it is in. So you could organize it however you want, but I find it easy to do it this way. Then, here, someone's at the door real quick. One sec. Yo, what's good?
Oh, hey, I just wanted to say, since the door is broken, Eli said we can give you a key until they fix it.
Okay.
You know, otherwise you won't be able to, if he's listening to here, so.
Can you leave it in the door for now?
Yeah, for sure, but then just remember, like, when you leave, because there's no night session tonight.
Okay.
So, yeah, so.
Where should I leave? I'm going to be gone after today for a week. So, where should I leave?
I mean, it won't be an issue unless when you come back, there's no night. I mean, there's no.
Can I just leave it in the door when I leave?
How long are you going to be gone?
A week. Like, if no one's here.
I can ask Eli. Let me ask.
Can you just have him text me about it? Because I muted myself, but I'm doing a stream. So.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Okay. Just have him text me about it. That's cool. Ugh. My bad, guys. There's just an issue with the door here, and so I have to make sure that I give them back the keys while I'm gone for a week. But I don't export as WAV. I export as MP3. Let's get back into it though. Yeah, I just save my FLPs. It's within the month, and then boom, there's the MP3s. It's the same thing within my Dropbox. So see, this is my Dropbox. I have the year, and then beats, melodies, opportunities, stems, blah 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 blah. For my melodies, I do the same thing, except for my melodies, I keep all of the MP3s based on month, but then I put all of the FLPs for the whole year in one file, just because then if I wanted to, I could copy this link and very easily send it, and it wouldn't have my FLPs in there, because I would hate for everyone who I send my melodies to get the FLPs for them. Yeah, you can use my loops on streaming. I don't really care. Just if it's some big shit, then we gotta do splits and all that. Now for the opportunities, I just sort it. I'm not gonna open this because maybe like show who I'm sending stuff for, but I just sort it by month, and then within there's a folder for the for whatever artist it is. MP3s are okay. Yeah, all my stuff is MP3s. Now, I feel like that's a good way to sort it. Just like have somewhere where you like keep all your kits. I showed you guys how to sort that in FL. But yeah, that's how I sort all of my stuff. It's good to stay organized. I'm gonna grab a Red Bull real quick. I'll be right back. And oh, naming. Let me show you guys how I name my stuff first. I just put the BPM at the end. Like I name them like this: a beat name, BPM, and then I put this just to break it up, and then I put whoever is on it. But you can name it however you want. But I'll be right back. I'm about to play a beat. I'm gonna grab a Red Bull. Change the BPM while you're working on the project. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. I save the FLPs when I finish them because I have my autosave on. So if I'm working on something, I'll just save it on the desktop with a random name, and then I'll just do file save as and then save it in the correct place once I'm done. I don't save it into the beat folder until I'm done with it. No one has ever asked me for a wave instead of MP3. Let me play some more beats until we're done with the ad, and then I'll show you guys sampling. Let me know when y'all are done with the ad, please. This outro is sick. Here, keep. I made all my skins. I like that outro. If you want to bounce stems, let me show you how to bounce stems out of your beat. I'll just use this beat as an example that we just made. Step 1, make sure you route everything, including audio, to the mixer. So, get everything routed. And then you're just going to go Command R, and then make a new folder called stems. And then split by mixer tracks, leave remainder, and then bounce it. That's how you do stems. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let me show you guys again. I hid my screen. You guys will never know how to bounce stems. I'll do it with this beat. Random beat. Alright. Go to all, and then make sure everything is routed to the mixer. And then do Command R. So, I think that's Alt R on Windows or something. And then make a folder and call it stems. And then split mixer tracks, leave remainder. Boom. And now bounce the stems. You just gotta make sure everything is routed to the mixer. Come on, Spurs. Yeah, they're missing. Alright. Let's do sampling now. And then I'm gonna go watch this game after I do a little bit more, to be honest. Oh, fuck. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys how I like to sample stuff, whether it is sampling a song that's already out there, or whether it is you maybe sampling, or let me redo the intro because it's for YouTube. All right, I'm gonna show you guys how I like to sample stuff. Now, a lot of the time I'll sample the things that I made because clearing samples can be kind of a pain, but I'm gonna show you a few different techniques you can use to sample other songs or sample your own stuff into new things in FL. You could use the same concepts for Ableton, but this is specifically just in FL, like sampling techniques that I use. And I'm not someone who samples a lot, but it's still good to know. You could flip your own loops. Maybe you're someone who likes sampling a lot. I don't pretend to be an expert, but hopefully this could help you guys out. So let's head over to the World Wide Web. Now, there are a few ways you can find samples. One of them that a lot of people know about is samplet.io. Another way is you can go on YouTube and look up sample playlist, and then you could go through and find, maybe you want, let's say, city pop samples, and you would just sort by playlists. You go in here, you dig around, you find this. Would you look at that? Great sample. That's great. Let's just let it ride out for a sec. That's beautiful, man. I love that. I was gonna say though, you could click on the channel. What else do you have going on? Then you go to all their videos and you just go down the depths. You just go down the depths, you know. I feel like the samplet thing and going down the YouTube rabbit hole are both fun, but the YouTube rabbit hole is kind of more rewarding because you have to put in some work. You got to put in work to find some samples. But with Samplet, you would just use these filters. Say, I want, let's say, some gothic metal from Armenia and blah blah blah, and just put all these filters, and then it will just randomly like give you samples. But let's go the YouTube route. Let's find something to sample, and then after that we can use some sampling techniques on it. So I'm gonna start back where we were. These are search predictions. I wasn't looking up Among Us show, don't worry. Let me think. So let's go Japanese jazz samples, and then go to playlists, and then we're gonna try to find a channel that we like. So we're gonna go here, and then we could go to a bunch of these channels, like maybe this channel, and you can make a whole alternate YouTube and just only subscribe to sample channels if you want. But let's just, I don't know why I downloaded that. Maybe they have a playlist. They have soul sample. Let's go through, you know, see what playlist they have. Samples, no drums. Let's go through this. And then go down, find some gems or something. I mean, a lot of people have seen these. This is still, like, in the iceberg, this is still really high up. But I've heard a lot of these. Like, I've heard all these samples before. That's nice. I want something that I can chop up, really. Maybe we find some, like, soul-related stuff. They have playlists? Yeah, they do. Let's see. Is this how you find stuff, though? Austrian soul and jazz. We could check that out. Let's check these ones out. Yo, the Knicks are coming back again. I'll just tell them to change the link, bro. It's all good. It's fine. Let's get back to it. Come on. Find a sample. It uses license keys anyways. You guys won't be able to use it, actually. Those chords are freaky. I don't like those chords. For me sampling, at least. That's nice. Let's try flipping this. All right, I use like a YouTube to MP3. I use this one, but you can also, there are like apps out there where it will show you how to download stuff. Don't ban me on YouTube, please. Bro, how the hell did the Knicks just come back already? That's crazy. But let's download this, try sampling it, and there's a few different styles of sampling. So you could just manually put it on BPM and then literally just use it how it is. You could extract the stems. You could put it in Fruity Slicer, and we're gonna try doing all of those things. Okay, so let's get it on BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And see, this transient should be slightly moved over. It would be like that. We want to just line this stuff up on grid as much as we can. And like that is like decently lined up. So then we could just go in and like microscopically stretch it. Now with the new FL update, you can just slice things and stretch them, and you don't have to make it unique every time. So I could slice here and just get all of these transients as close as I can to being on grid. You know, so like, oh, that is a snare. And not everything has to be perfect, but I do like to have things be somewhat on grid at least. We could just slice. While still having them line up and everything. Ableton is way better at this. Like FL, that's one of the things that FL isn't as great at, is like warping and time stretching samples. Like doing this in FL is a real pain. And granted, I'm just kind of a perfectionist about it, so I like want it to be on time and everything, but yeah, but FL is still better than it used to be at it. Okay, so now this would go like there. Boom. And then it comes in, and then these look somewhat on beat. Maybe stretch this like that. And then we need this snare to be on time. Before you know it, we're just slicing and dicing all over the place. And some samples will be more on time than others. Like, as you can see, once this drops in, it gets, like, somewhat more on grid. Yeah, like, this type of stuff isn't that bad. Like, you don't have to fix that necessarily. You could just fix, like, the ones that are, like, more off time than others. And we'll just get it to a certain point, you know, where we have a good chunk of it quantized. See, like, these are hitting where they're supposed to be, so it's really not a big deal. Boom, and maybe just get some of these on time, and then we'll have, like, more than 16 bars of it being on time. All right, let's see how things are looking quantize-wise. Gets a little iffy in there, but it's not a big deal. Now, let's skim through and see if there's any other parts that we feel like we need. Nah, we could probably get away with just using that. So now I'm going to render this so that it interacts as just one audio file. And then we're going to try a few different methods, okay? So method number 1 is you could just flip it this way, maybe EQ out the low end, and just literally leave it how it is. Another one that you can do is you can use FL's stem extraction. So if you wanted to make more of like a 9 vicious type of vibe, maybe you would just extract the stems. A lot of his samples are just finding one chop and then just keeping it. So what I'll do is I might render this out and make sure that it's lined up. And then to have this still interact as one audio file, I'll just duplicate it over. And because I don't want to have to re-pitch all of it at once, so I would just do this and then Option Command C again, just because I want this to be one piece of audio. And then we would just chop this back into place. Boom. So if you want, you can sample in this way, where now we could go through our stems that are quantized and say, maybe we remove that, maybe we pitch it up. And so for this sort of sampling, probably what you would do is you would just be like, all right, I found a little spot that I like. Let me get like a snare and then do some like homage shit and you know, you do that, and then you go, like, just do an 808. Maybe then if you want to do this style, but you want to do more, you like filter it. And then you get the little Vox going, you know, you get the damn, why won't this kit load? And this is just one style. I'm just showing you if you wanted to sample in this way. You know, then you just pull up this. Maybe find the right pitch. You could take the vocals out for certain parts. You could even level it. You could be like, oh, I want the vocals to be a little quieter. Alright, now that is just one style of sampling that is less involved. You're just make sure it's on grid, pitch it around, stem split it, and, you know, respect if that's the type of sampling that you would like to do. Another way, though, that you can sample, if we just come back to the point where it was quantized, I'll probably just go back a bunch of times. So we're going to delete these drums, and we have this. Boom. And it's routed somewhere, but we'll take the EQ off, and we'll pitch it back to normal. Let's try to sample in a way where we're doing actual chopping and stuff like that. Now, you can use Serato. You could use Fruity Slicer. I know there's a new Fruity Slicer, but personally, I still am just kind of used to the old one. And so what we would do is we still might stem split it, because then we can, then we could remove the drums, because sometimes drums just get in the way of our sample chops. And so we're going to make sure that everything's good. We might lower the vocal a little bit because it's a bit loud. And now we're just going to render this and then put it into Fruity Slicer. And this would be after you've quantized it and done all that stuff. The Knicks are on demon mode, bro. They already came back. It's already a 3-point game. That's crazy. The Spurs got to figure it out. Pull up Fruity Slicer, and then we have this consolidated. So then we would just drag this over here. Oh, this is all audio, bro. Fuck. Set this to unsorted and drag it. It's here. We dragged it in, and now I could just drag it on top of the Fruity Slicer. And all right, now here we are in Fruity Slicer. What I like to do if the sample has already been quantized is I'll set it to beat. I'll click on play to the end, so that if you hold out a sample note, it will just continue playing. And then you're going to change the attack and decay a little bit, just so that it is not clicking too much. Also click declick. Now, we have our sample. What's the random chop method? Y'all got to put me on, bro. What? Do you just do a pattern, and then you just do random? No, you do random and then do pattern, and then change the length. Like, let me see. What would it be like? Turn down population. I don't know what the hell I'm doing right here. I'm doing some weird shit then. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, I don't know what I just did. That shit was kind of cool though. Really though, what I do is I'll just go find a chop I like. Maybe I'll like pitch it up a little bit. Pitched up by like 300. That shit cool. Now you can bring back the drums you got. You know, do some shit like that. Or you could do cool drums on it, like other cool drums. But, yeah, I just like messing around, finding a part of it that sounds catchy. And then just rolling with it. And then you could keep the sample for the intro. Like, we could have all that stuff come in afterwards. So it'd be like, be something like this. And how much do we pitch it up? 3? I'll pitch this up 3 still. You can even keep the drums in if you want. You could be like, yeah, the video will be out on YouTube. I could definitely get a better chop out of this. Another thing you can do is you could take everything you have and then just pitch it around, and it'll give you random other chops. Like, that's a cool chop as well. But yeah, you could also do this with your own samples. Some sauce though that I'll give you guys, and I haven't really been taking advantage of this that much because I don't sample much. Export your Fruity Slicer midis and then just load them in and mess with them. Like, we could load in a new loop in here, like let's say a random melody I have, and realistically you would want to like sync it up with the BPM and everything first, but I could load a new thing in, and then I could just set it to beat again and then use the same MIDI. I could and then I could just mess around with this and like find pockets that work for me. And obviously it's not timed up yet. You would want to tempo sync it first. But, you know, maybe you would like shorten these and then copy them. That's cool. I mean, I don't really feel like finishing this as a beat. It's just cool showing you guys what you can do, but you would just want to sync up the sample with the BPM first. I believe you would just go here and then set that before you're setting the slices. Something like that. And maybe... I feel like there's a way to randomize the chops in a better way, but I guess not, maybe. Thank you for the sub. Now it's on BPM. That's what you have to do. You set the BPM first, and now we could go in and... you know, we could just mess around in here. But, yeah, those are some cool ways to sample. I mean, you can do a lot of other stuff, but I feel like overall, that's like some cool techniques that you can use. I hope that you guys have learned stuff from this stream. I think I'm kind of winding down for the day because I showed you guys a lot of stuff, but I'm going to put the video up on YouTube, and I don't know if I should edit it down. I feel like maybe I'll edit it down into some YouTube videos for my main channel, but then I'll put the full video on my second channel, which is this one. It'll probably be up either later today or tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys for pulling up. Dropped a bunch of game. I guess I'll play the one beat that I actually finished on here. But I had a good time. I hope you guys learned some new stuff. And I appreciate you guys a lot. And shout out everyone who's watching on YouTube as well. Go watch the Spurs maybe lose, even though they were up by like a million bajillion points. So I appreciate you guys a lot. I'll catch you in the next one.